Happy day, friends. How are y'all today? Hope you're doing as well as I am and that it's as beautiful in your neck of the woods as it is in mine out here in East Texas. Today, we're going to make one of my favorite smelling things. My daughter Savannah and I love this because it smells so good and it tastes so good. Today, we're going to make a buttermilk gingerbread cake. If it's made with buttermilk, I love it even more. And I need to use up my buttermilk, go buy some more, so that's what we're going to make today. So get ready to get started. And I will print or type out the recipe for you under or just above the video in the description area so that you can follow along. I've been trying to make it easier for y'all lately. So if you have any questions, please feel free to message me on there too. So what I've got here is I'm starting out first with the dry ingredients, and I've got, I think, 2 cups of flour. Let's see if I can read my own writing. Yep, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of sugar.
Love you too.
We're going to have...
Do not disturb the disturbed.
That's so funny. We're going to have... Something just came across my phone. My husband's voice. And we're going to have 1 cup of sugar. Oh, he cracks me up. And what's next? We got 4 teaspoons of cinnamon, as Savannah says, or cinnamon. We got 2 teaspoons of ginger. Well, I was out of dry ginger. I got to write that down on my shopping list. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of fresh ginger, but I'm going to add that to my wet ingredients in just a little bit. 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. And a teaspoon of baking soda. Press all those little bumps out of there. Make sure there's none that is clumped. Okay, 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Got that. And I think we got salt, last but not least. Yes, 1 teaspoon of salt. Oh, let me move this. And there we go. So I want to give that a little stir. Smells so good already. Oh, yes. Wish you could smell this. Golly. Hello, Finny. I don't think you'd like this just yet, but I'll give you a bite when I have some later. Okay, let's move that aside. Now we're going to do our wet ingredients. So as far as wet ingredients, the first thing we're going to do is a cup of oil. And we're going to do, might as well mix my little bit of ginger in there. Got that. Ooh, that ginger, yum, smells so good. And we're going to mix 2 beaten eggs. Yep. And I'm not going to use that anymore, I don't think. And let's see what's next. We got, ooh yeah, the good stuff. The karo syrup, the light karo syrup, 1 cup. Oh darn, I knew I shouldn't have thrown that spoon in the sink. That's okay, I measured my oil in this cup first, and I went ahead and left the oil in there because I figured the karo syrup wouldn't stick to the sides as much. And no, it didn't. Got almost every little last drop out of there. And then let's see what else is wet. We got our vegetable oil, we got our karo syrup, ooh, the buttermilk. 1 whole cup of buttermilk. Nice and tart buttermilk. We got our eggs, oh, and the vanilla. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. That's it. That's how simple this is. So now we're going to mix this wet ingredients together. Alrighty, and then we're going to slowly mix it into our dry ingredients. Just a little bit at a time to get it started. Oh my goodness, smelling this already. starting to look good and come together really, really well. Once you get it all mixed in and all the dry ingredients wet, you can go ahead and put all the rest in there. Feel free to use your KitchenAid mixer or your hand mixer if you like. I'm not going to today. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it all in there. And then I'm going to mix it up even better. Matter of fact, I think I'll get my whisk. Where are you at, whisk? There she is. If I say one more time how good this smells, y'all are going to go crazy. But I'm just not kidding. I've got my oven preheating to 350. We're going to cook this. Oh, I think, what, 45 minutes is what I've got written down. Keep your eye on it. I always touch the top of it. I can pretty much tell when a cake is done by touching the top. It should be springy. Let me get my pan. My lens was a little foggy. Or hoggy, as my Nicole used to call it when she was little. Anyway, I got my big old skillet, my cast iron skillet, and I want to grease and flour it. It's not hot, because I don't want this being crisp on the bottom. The way I grease and flour is I just pour a little vegetable oil in there and a little bit of raw flour. Put them both in there together at the same time. That's just how I've always done it. And it works perfect. None of that shaking messy flour all over the place and getting it all over yourself and your floor. And I remember years ago I'd step out on the front porch to do it. There. That'll be just about right. And then what we're going to do is put our batter in there. Ugh, heavy. Heavy. Ah. Got to save me a little bit to taste, you know. Give it a little hit on your hard surface to get any bubbles out of it. Color just pop to the top. Let's give it a taste. Oh gosh. I could eat this like soup. Oh, sorry. It's so good. More bubbles coming out to the top. Now I'm going to pop it into that oven. I think 350 is what I said. And we're going to go for about 45 minutes. Hard to do. So a neat little aside, I just learned something. Remember I told you how I grease and flour my pan at the same time? I had no idea that that's called a, what, honey?
Lining paste.
Lining paste. And my daughter learned that on Great British
Bake Off.
Great British Bake Off. Isn't that amazing? I can guarantee that I found it years and years ago in a cookbook. So we didn't really have too many cooking shows back in the day. We had Julia Child, that Mr. Poupin guy, Galloping Gourmet. I can't remember who all, but there wasn't too many, but I always loved watching their shows. Jacques Pepin, that's right. Nicole just told me it was Jacques. So anyway, it's called a lining paste, and I don't really use a recipe, but I'll try to get you a recipe and post it for you. I learned something today. Okay, hot out of the oven, bring it to the touch, and I dust it with some sugar, powdered sugar. Yes, isn't that pretty? My daughter said it smells like Christmas in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, look how pretty and fluffy it turned out. Yum! So now we're going to give it a try. But of course, I want a dab. Just a dab. Dab of wonderful whipped cream. Let's try it. I'm happy. So the bottom of it is perfection. It's just got this slight little tiniest, because I cooked it in the cast iron skillet, chewiness on the very, very bottom. Now, if you like nuts, feel free to put like 1/4 cup of chopped nuts in this as well. But I think it's perfect just the way it is. You don't need any of them pretty scented candles when you make this, trust me. So just another simple little recipe for those of you that have a bit of a sweet tooth. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. I thought you might enjoy seeing my youngest daughter, Savannah. She's up in Montana, so you haven't got to see her live on any of my videos. So let me introduce you to my Savannah. Here's a cute little video clip of that precious girl.